The hum of the Dead Reckoning's engines filled the cabin as Cole Ransom leaned back in his pilot's chair, absently tracing a crack in the viewport. Beyond, the stars burned cold and distant, a stark contrast to the sweat on his brow. His last job had been messy, leaving both his ship and his shoulder worse for wear. The comm crackled to life. "Ransom," barked a gravelly voice. "Got a job for you. Priority target, big payout." Cole rolled his eyes, taking a swig from a battered flask. "You always have a priority target, Jarek." "This one's different," Jarek growled. "High profile, Syndicate wants her bad." A flicker of light illuminated the dim cabin as a hologram appeared. The image of a young woman materialized, sharp eyes, unkempt hair, and the hard look of someone who'd seen too much. Below her face, Fiona Calder, last survivor of Myriad 7. Cole frowned. Myriad 7. The name rang bells, something about a mining accident wiping out an entire colony. He turned off the hologram and leaned forward in his chair. "Details?" "She's a runaway, dangerous. Get her alive or don't come back at all." The trail led to a backwater moon orbiting a gas giant, one of those places where law was just a rumor. Cole landed the Dead Reckoning amidst a cluster of ramshackle outposts, his eyes scanning the dusty streets for anything unusual. Fiona didn't make it easy. The locals were tight-lipped, but money talked louder than loyalty. It wasn't long before he found her hiding in an old refinery. She didn't run when he cornered her, just stood there, her arms crossed, staring him down. "You found me," she said, her voice calm. "Wasn't hard." Cole thumbed the safety off his blaster. "Syndicate wants you back. What did you do?" Her lips curled into a bitter smile. "Survived." As Cole prepared to bring her in, Fiona didn't plead for her life or offer bribes. Instead, she told him about Myriad 7. The colony hadn't been destroyed by a mining accident. The Syndicate had raised it, burning the surface to ash when the miners demanded better conditions. "They left no one alive," she said, her voice trembling. "Except me. Guess I was lucky." "Why would they do that?" Cole asked, though he wasn't sure he wanted the answer. "To send a message." She handed him a data chip, her eyes burning with defiance. "This has the proof. You bring me in, they'll kill me and bury this. But if you want to keep doing their dirty work, go ahead." Back aboard the Dead Reckoning, Cole stared at the chip. Fiona sat across from him, cuffed to the bulkhead but silent. He thought about the Syndicate, their wealth, their power, and their reach. Taking them on would be suicide. "I didn't sign up to play hero," he muttered, more to himself than to her. "No one does," she replied, "but maybe you should start." The comm crackled again. "Ransom," Jarek's voice boomed. "You got her. We've got Syndicate reps breathing down our necks." Cole glanced at Fiona, then at the chip in his hand. He took a deep breath and keyed the comm. "Yeah," he said, "I've got her." When the Dead Reckoning arrived at the rendezvous point, Cole's plan was already in motion. He strode down the gangway, dragging Fiona behind him, hands bound. A group of Syndicate enforcers waited, their weapons gleaming in the harsh light of the docking bay. "Ransom," one of them said. "You've done good work. We'll take her from here." Cole nodded, keeping his expression neutral. "Sure thing." As the enforcers approached, Fiona gave him a sharp look. "You better know what you're doing," she muttered. He grinned. "I never do." In a single motion, he yanked Fiona back and drew his blaster. The first shot took out the lead enforcer, and chaos erupted. Fiona ducked behind a crate as Cole's precise shots dismantled the group one by one. When the dust settled, Fiona stood slowly, staring at him. "Why'd you do it?" Cole smirked, holstering his weapon. "Guess I felt like playing hero." The Dead Reckoning streaked into hyperspace, the data chip safe in Fiona's hand. Exposing the Syndicate would be an uphill battle, but she wasn't alone anymore. "Where to?" she asked. Cole shrugged, leaning back in his chair. "Anywhere but here." The stars stretched before them, endless and rusted with the weight of untold stories.